Good morning, budding authors. Natasha Denman here, the ultimate 48-hour author. I'm really excited to be joining you for a short live stream to talk about how will you know if your book will be successful. And this is the question that I often get asked with potential clients, people that know of me. It's like, Nat, you know, what's your most successful author? How many books have they sold? How much money have they made as a result of their books? All of these questions come up, and really, it's a really difficult question to answer. But the most important thing in the answer, I believe, lies behind your intention for wanting to write your book. So what is your intention behind why you want to write a book, and what do you want to actually do with it? That's one of the very first questions that I ask potential authors of mine, because I don't want to be helping anyone that I don't believe they're going to achieve a specific goal with their book once I understand what their topic and what their intention behind it is. So there is quite a few different intentions, and with every one of my 9 books that I have written, I have had a different intention. Often they're the same. However, there's been different intentions for different titles, and I'll share that a little bit throughout this live. So, what are the types of intentions that people can have? Well, the intention could be to share purely a life story, something that's autobiographical or a family history, and something that's going to stay within the family, but the person wants to have it written properly, published properly, and have it obviously passed down through the generations. So there's no actual real super desire for this person to go big, even to have it up available online or have it in bookstores. That's just their intention is to fulfill a family legacy, to tell a story and share that throughout their generations of future generations. I actually spoke to a lady in the US a couple of days ago, and she was writing her story about her mum. And you know, she's currently, the lady is 76 years old, and she wanted to tell that whole history of back then, the values, the experiences, the upbringing. I mean, it's really truly just a family tale that she wants to impart with her grandchildren and future generations. And she literally emailed me this morning saying, yep, I want to do it, let's do this together. So I said to her, okay, well, mostly our program does focus on leveraging and business building the book. I can certainly help you obviously pull together this family style book for what you want to do to impart with the future generations within, you know, your immediate family or friends that are around you. So yeah, let's do it. So I customized something for her, and I will give her some guidance on her structure, and then we'll go through the publishing process to get it done. And that will be it. I mean, I won't be teaching her marketing, I won't be teaching her sales, I won't be teaching her how to package and bundle and really take this, you know, build it into a massive business, which is then another intention that people want to write a book. So this one is so the first one is purely just want to tell my family story or my own autobiography, and it's just going to feel great to document everything and share that with my loved ones. The next one is, of course, the business building intention. Like, I want to build a business behind this. I'm writing this as a strategy to improve my marketing, my positioning in the marketplace, my expert status, my sales, the ability to be able to build relationships a lot faster, and to have this as my business card on steroids, because I really want to leverage what I've got. And maybe what I'm doing currently in my business is a service, and it's quite intangible. So I want to bring a physical product into it, but also a product that's going to bring me those opportunities. So then there's that intention. So these guys sometimes also don't have an intention of selling thousands upon thousands of books, because they're very clear and understand that the leverage and the monetization of the book is when you are actually doing the other things. You're getting the speaking gigs, you're getting high quality, high-end clients, and you're working with them and helping them solve a specific problem. So then there's the intention of doing that. Then there's the healing intention. So sometimes we get clients who have been through quite traumatic experiences, and really writing this book for them first of all, ends up being a bit of a healing journey. It's very therapeutic. It's fulfilling. They're able to deal and get stuff out, put it on paper, and move on with their lives. Because of that, often that transformation that occurs in going through the process and the healing, I often see these guys progress and actually take their business, turn their traumatic experience of how they've overcome it, and then able to start helping other people. And they actually sometimes say, look, things are just coming my way. People are just asking me, how did I do this? How did I overcome that? And I go, I've started kind of helping others and mentoring or coaching or whatever it is, and it's just kind of fallen in my lap. But my original intention was never that this was going to start happening to me. So how will you know how successful your book will be? Well, it depends on what is the purpose you want to write it for. Is it for your family? Is it for your healing? Is it as a business building, leveraging tool? Is it to sell thousands upon thousands of books? Now let's talk about that one. Selling thousands upon thousands of books is a pretty hard slog. I often in my half-day seminar share that sometimes it's taken me a lot longer to sell a $20 book than a $20,000 program. And the conversation has had to be a lot longer. So I'm not a big fan. I mean, there's many different people who can teach you how to do that. But I know it requires a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of behind the computer understanding, a lot of techie things, especially if you're not planning to go and do physical tours. Now, with my own books, my very first book was, I need to get my business off the ground, right? My very first book, the intention was I just need something. Like I felt being a one-on-one coach was really intangible. It was really, it's like, how do I sell hot air lucratively, right? And so my whole purpose was maybe having this tool, physical tool that can show people, will get me opportunities, and certainly did. The speaking gigs, the one-on-one clients, the ability to collaborate with people. Collaboration, it's like, okay, people are more likely to want to collaborate with someone who's an author. Why? Because also becoming an author, what makes people think of you is that you are disciplined, that you're serious about what you're doing, because you wouldn't have gone as far as writing your own book, and that that you can be trusted a lot easier, because there is obviously the stigma that authors are pretty nice people, right? And so all of those little subconscious perceptions of what it means to be an author really play a big part. Now, when Stuart and I were writing Guilt-Free Parents, that was a book that I wrote, I think it was my 6th or my 7th. Guilt-Free Parents, actually, the cover's just here behind me, right? That book was never intended to be a business building book. I mean, we had already written, I had already written Ultimate 48-Hour Author. I had written Natasa Denman Reveals 1,000 Days to $1 Million Coaching Business from Home. I had written, all of these Ninja Couch Marketing. So this particular book was more like me and him coming together, and I guess going through and documenting our journey of being parentpreneurs of tiny little kids, and still building an empire while enjoying a wonderful lifestyle, and how we did that with breastfeeding and getting organized, and having the balance in the family and all that. So that particular book, the intention was never to have sell thousands, or to have it but people do buy it because a lot of our clients are mompreneurs and dadpreneurs, so they're curious, how do people who are good at this, how do they operate their life, and what can we learn and model from them? But that book was never written as a, grow my brand, grow my positioning and all that sort of stuff, even though naturally does that kind of stuff. Now, this very last book, Shut Up and Write Your First Book, which is the bright pink fluorescent cover, the intention of that book was actually written more to become that lead magnet, and actually to educate people behind a mindset that they need to have in order to take the leap to write the very first book. So I'm in the process of actually uploading this book across Kindle. Well, it's already available on Barnes & Noble and Nook. The ebook is free, and also it'll be getting them to price match on Amazon to get it up on there permanently for free. Now you'd go, why would you go through the trouble of writing a book and pulling it together and paying for all the publishing and everything to give it away for free? Is because I actually want more people to read from me, to read my information. So maybe when they read that book, if they enjoyed it, they look at my other books that are obviously presented at the back of that book. Also in that book, I have got a lead magnet, which is an additional 90-page companion ebook that goes with that book that people can download, which means if they download it, they will end up being in my database and I can communicate with them. So, there's all sorts of reasonings behind why I would give away a certain book for free, and what my whole intention is, because I really want people, actually before they talk to me, to have read that book. That book needed to be written before Ultimate 48-Hour Author, because it's really those things that they need to overcome before they read Ultimate 48-Hour Author, which is the system and the structure around how to do and write your book effectively and as quickly as possible. So there's some of my reasons. So think about your own reasons. You know, how will I know if my book's successful? Is it because you will feel better as a person, you have gotten something off your chest that has been a healing experience for you? Is it because you fulfilled a family legacy, you told an amazing story and things that happen in your life or your parents' lives or whoever, or is it going to be that build a business behind it and really leverage the shit out of it? All right, guys, so I think that has given you some food for thought. I'd love to know what some other intentions might be. These are the top 3 that I tend to come across the most. Of course, people who write fiction and children's books, that again, they would be probably in the genre maybe of selling as many books as possible, because it's about the content of obviously the story within those particular books. But yeah, I'd love to know. Post in the comments if you like to share it. Give me a thumbs up, and if there's any questions, I will jump on and obviously be able to see who has got questions, and I can answer them. So for now, have an awesome day, and I'm off on an online call to talk to one of my US clients. Talk soon. Bye.